Now, today's events also mark a historic day for Syrians living abroad, many of whom have expressed cautious optimism that the end of the Assad family's more than 50-year rule will make way for a better chapter. Let's have a listen to some reactions from Lebanon, which is home to a large number of Syrian refugees.
Of course, it's much better now, much better. For example, I have to do military service, but now there's nothing holding me back. This means I can go to Syria. We used to live in fear, but now I can go wherever I want.
We don't know how this new situation will unfold or what the new arrangements will be. Before, the situation was bad, but now it's better, God willing. We're not sure yet if it will get much better or just a little. Let's see.
Things will get better, God willing. Hopefully Syria will return to how it used to be, and even better. Things are returning to normal, and now we can all go to Syria.
What happened in Syria is great. We never expected it to happen, not in our lifetime. We had military conscription duties that we were escaping from, and now this is what brings us joy.
Earlier, DW's Mohamad Chreyteh was at the Lebanese-Syrian border. I asked him what people are hoping for now that Assad's rule is over.
Yes, it's indeed a very emotional time for thousands of Syrians here in Lebanon, but also for many Lebanese who support the Syrian uprising and detest Bashar al-Assad. Today was a joyful day for them as thousands of Syrians celebrated the downfall of the regime. We saw many of them in groups on the way to the Syrian border here, to the Lebanese-Syrian border here, and we talked to a lot of them, women and men, and they all shared the same feelings of happiness and joy, and wishful thinking that they want to go back to their hometown and rebuild their country. And as they said, they want to rebuild a country that is not corrupt and that is not ruled by a dictator. That's what they told us here. And they said that this is a moment that they have been waiting for long to see and perceive.
Now, we've been seeing some of the footage that you were able to shoot in Syria today. What else can you tell us about your journey there?
Yeah, so this is indeed an exceptional day, and the scene in Beirut was a ghost town this morning. But as we made our way to the Beirut-Damascus highway, as the closer we approached to the Syrian border, the more crowded the scene became. Of course, so many Syrians were just dancing and grouping by the sidewalks, celebrating the downfall of the regime. And, many of them made their way here towards the Lebanese-Syrian crossing, and many of them, thousands of them at least, made their way back home. And I was able to briefly go inside Syria to just look at the scene. And, I went back here to my position.
And as you were saying there, this is an exceptional day for many people and one that they've been waiting for over a decade. So what exactly was the atmosphere like inside of Syria?
Yeah, it really depends on who you ask. Many of the people that we spoke to are very happy about going back to Syria, going back to their hometown. But others we've seen on the other side of the road, so basically crossing from Syria towards Lebanon. They're just fleeing the latest events in Syria. They were worried. They had kids and elderly family members, and they were uncertain about what was happening, and they just want to come here. Others were just grouping on the Lebanese side of the border. They're very happy about the downfall of Assad, but they don't want yet to go back home because they're left with uncertainty. They want to make sure that the next phase in Syria would look much brighter and calmer for them before they go back home.
And of course, this is a joyous day for some, but at the same time, tensions remain. We've seen reports that the Lebanese army has sent additional troops to the Lebanese-Syrian border. What exactly is behind that move?
Yeah, so the Lebanese army wanted to be prepared for the chaos that might be generated from the influx of thousands of Syrians towards the Lebanese-Syrian border, just like what happened today, either crossing from Lebanon to Syria or the other way around. The Lebanese army wanted to deal with that chaos already, and the Lebanese army was very worried about the rapid collapse of the Syrian regime forces on the other side of the border. And as militant rebels took over, the Lebanese army wanted to make sure that the Lebanese border are safe.
And where does this leave the many Syrians living in Lebanon? Is there any sign that they will choose to go back?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Thousands of the Syrians here in Lebanon already made their way back home. We've seen them this morning. We've talked to many of them. Others are just waiting here in Lebanon. They want to come back in one point in the future, of course, but they want to make sure that there's a livelihood in Syria, that the event will settle and they feel secure to come back home at one point or another.
All right, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. That was DW's Mohamad Chreyteh reporting from the Lebanese border with Syria. Thank you very much for that update.